Hi, this is Aisha Zafra for the House of Zafra. I want to share a story with you. I've shared it with some of the people that I'm connected with, but I don't think I've shared it with you on this particular occasion. It's kind of a hopeful situation, and I wanted to talk to you to give you guys hope. I've always been a very intuitive person. And when I got pregnant with my second daughter, I became even more intuitive as ever. And I was working at Dillard's at the time. I was working in the women's department on the third level. And after I got to the store, like around 10, about 15 minutes later, I felt this sunken feeling in my chest. And something told me something or someone told me to go downstairs to the first level of the store. Something really bad has happened. And I always trust my gut because my gut is never wrong. I always trust it. So I go down to the first level, and as I'm going down to the first level, the second feeling gets closer, stronger and stronger as I get closer to where this emotion is coming from. And I find myself in the break room on the first level, and there's a woman sitting beside the door, and she's just sobbing. She's just sobbing away. And I asked her, why was she sobbing? And I kind of was able to ask her that because I had kind of known her before. We've always talked to each other about what's going on in our department whenever I came down to the first level. So she confided in me that her father had passed away a week before, and that she got threatened by her manager to be fired since she went to her father's funeral in California, even though she did not have any personal time left to use for that. So I first put my hand on her shoulder, and I slowly came around the corner and sat in front of her and apologized profusely for her loss. And for some reason, something just came over me, or someone, or some being, who knows. But I felt like we were not alone. And I don't know if you've ever gotten that feeling, but I've definitely got that feeling. And I started talking to her, but I felt like there was like an old man that was talking to me. I could hear it in this ear. And I was asking her questions based on what the older man was saying. It was almost like an outer body experience. So, one thing I mentioned to her, as I was looking at her, I noticed her cross, her crucifix. It was gold. And I said, "That's a very nice crucifix." And she goes, "Thank you." And I said, "Your father gave that to you, didn't he?" And she goes, "Why, yes, he gave it to me. It's one of the things I hold dear." And so as I was talking to her about the crucifix, I said, "It's Turkish gold, right? It came from Turkey." And she goes, "Yes. How'd you know that?" But I didn't know that. It was like someone was speaking to me and was telling me that. And I said, it's just a coincidence. And she said, my family is originally from Turkey. And my dad gave me something back from the homeland. So the crucifix meant more to her than just it being a crucifix from her father. And she still was sobbing, intermittently between our conversations about her dad. And she said that she was upset because by the time she got to California, her dad already passed away. And I told her, I said, your father did not want you to see him this way. He was a very proud man. And she nodded her head, like, shockingly. And I said, he did not want you to see him this way. He wanted you to always see him as you did when you were a little girl, as his little girl. And he was the strong man in the house. And he never wanted to fail you. And that's why by the time you got there, he was already gone. Now, I feel like I'm getting all this information, but it's not like information that I was privy to before. It's just information I'm getting. And it feels like energy, but then it's formulated into words. And then I said to her, you were always your dad's favorite. Is that correct? And she goes, yes, I was. And I told her father took very much pride in that. And he wanted to let her know that he's never left her side. And I asked her to grab my hands, and our hands were like this. And I asked her to grab our hands were kind of like intertwined. And I told her, your father's here, and I want you to feel my hands because it's really him touching you. And all of a sudden, both our hands got very warm. And she was just, her mind was just blown. And for some reason, I thought it was normal. Like, oh, this is just normally what I do. But after that, she stopped crying and she started to smile. And I told her not to worry, that I would speak to the powers that be to make sure that she wouldn't lose her job over leaving for this. So I made sure she was covered for bereavement pay. But I don't know, I just have these situations where I can pick up a lot on people's emotions very quickly. And this is just one of the events that happened to me. And I hope that that gives you a little bit of hope that the people that you think have passed away, you think they're gone, but they're always with you. Thank you very much. Bye.